with the eclipse. We'll do a meditation practice. After that, we'll get a little relaxation and then we'll do the meditation practice. And I'll explain why we're kind of doing all these different practices and how they sync up with this eclipse. So it's eclipse season. We're here. That's what's happening right now. You can really start to feel these eclipses. You probably are already feeling the energy of the eclipse. I felt it pretty much as soon as it was the spring equinox, because the sun was starting to have its interactions with the North Node. Basically, a lunar eclipse is an extra strong full moon. That's what it is. It's a full moon that finds more of an alignment with the sun and the earth. And what line determines when we have an eclipse is called the nodal axis. It's the north node and the south node. It's a line that goes through charts, goes through the middle of our charts. This one is Libra on the south and Aries on the north. The north node, south node has been hanging out there for a while now. I'm trying to remember exactly. It's been like 6 or 7 months since it's been there. So it's been there for a little while. We've already had some eclipses in October that were on this nodal axis. But what is nice now is that they're kind of, they've lined up this lunar eclipse and solar eclipse have lined up in a better way with the nodal axis. And I'm saying that because a full moon is a time when we release, when we let go, when we clear, right? It's when emotions are high, things get intense, we start to feel more emotions, we get more sensitive. Emergency rooms have more people in them, all these kind of things, right? It's like this time for clearing. Things come to a pinnacle, they come to a head, and then things release. And that's because we have tension between the sun and the moon. They're on opposite ends and they're kind of pulling at each other. And that conflict ultimately can lead to better balance, but there's a little bit of a reckoning that needs to happen, right? So that's a full moon, and that's what a lunar eclipse is. This one, again, is a little bit better astrologically, I would say, than the ones we had in October, because the sun is in Aries now, and the sun is where we're going. The Aries is where we're going in this nodal axis. We're moving away from toxic Libra qualities, right? So whenever we're talking about the south node, we're talking about qualities that we're ready to let go of that are no longer serving us. And the north node is where we're moving. Those are qualities that we're hoping to build as a collective. So south node is now, this lunar eclipse is in Libra. So it gives us an opportunity to release some of those qualities, those things that have come to the surface that are no longer serving us. It gives us the ability, this full moon helps us to kind of flush it out. But again, just like a regular full moon, things kind of come into conflict. So I've been feeling it just in myself, like, maybe I'm able to be a little more level-headed about things with my partner, and all of a sudden I'm like, and I'm like, oh, where did that come from? Like, why am I so agitated about this? Libra has a lot to do with our relationships. Libra is that balance in relationships. And what we want to look for, especially during this eclipse season, is all the times when we're saying that something's okay, we're agreeing, we're playing nicey nice, and we're not being our true selves. We're just doing things to get along. We're making things nice when actually it's not really what we want. All of those are going to come to the surface during this eclipse. And it'll range, especially depending on where this shows up in your own chart, what house it shows up in. It might show up more in work, it might show more up in a committed partnership, it might show up more in groups of people, networks and community and friends. But the overall theme is that we're moving out of these codependent and enmeshed relationships. That's what we're moving out of. We're moving out of these places where we don't even realize we're kind of giving some of our energy away, and we're moving towards Aries. So this solar eclipse that we'll have in 2 weeks is an opportunity for us to see the shadow or release the shadow when we are hiding ourselves or covering our true selves. This is where we really want to be able to show up. This is what I care about. This is what I want. This is who I am. The Aries archetype is about our natural impulses. So part of what we can learn in this season, in this eclipse season, is to start to trust our natural impulses. A lot of us have been told from very young that whatever our natural impulses are, we get mad, right? A kid gets angry. It's pretty rare that the parent is like, yes, I love when you get angry. That's my favorite thing. You're really practicing agency and you're telling me what you want. I love it. I love when you disagree with me, right? So that usually gets shut down, right? Or maybe it's, oh my gosh, you're a whiny baby. Why are you crying all the time? I don't want you crying, blah, blah, blah. So there's these natural feelings that are indicating to us what's important to us as an individual, right? Other people aren't feeling them. We're feeling them. They're messages for us. And a lot of times those, especially through our relations, right? Through our relations with parents and adult figures as children, we learn to mask those feelings. We learn to cover them up with especially in America, we're really good at "Hi, yeah, I'm friendly, I'm nice, don't be afraid of me. I don't have any anger or any feelings that are different than anybody else, right? And what can happen is that explodes to the surface, right? So we want to be mindful of that, especially in this season. You might see some emotions that have been shoved down, that have been in the shadows, that are coming to the surface. Whenever we're working with eclipses, we're working with shadows. We're working with the unseen. Things that we maybe were able to see before or not see before are hidden. And they might come out of the shadows. They might all of a sudden create havoc if we don't address them. So let's talk a little bit more specifically about these two eclipses. We have one tomorrow, lunar eclipse, again, in Libra. So this is a really powerful time, and what we're going to work with today is clearing. We're going to do a very specific meditation at the end that helps to clear a memory, a deep memory that you might not even consciously be aware of, that is blocking your projection, your ability to move forward, to step into your life, to project into the world who you are, what you want, and create the world that you want, right? We're all co-creators, and Aries is an opportunity for us to build the life that we want to build. So we're going to do a meditation to help clear the memories that are blocking us from stepping into that radiant, excited, joyful, exuberant self. So we're going to do a deep meditation for that. The other thing that we're going to do before we get there is we'll do a meditation for creating internal balance. Because one of the Achilles heels of Libra is it's constantly looking to the other to rebalance itself. It's not going within to balance itself. It's saying, oh, okay, everyone around me is angry, so I have to be happy. Or everyone around me is negative, so I have to be positive. Or everyone around me is positive, I have to be the voice I have to be the devil's advocate, right? It's looking for what is happening in the environment and then trying to balance itself with that. So instead of finding that balance outside of ourselves, what we're going to do is try to find that internal balance, find that balance within ourselves. So then when we go into the world, we're not relying on others to have a sense of security, to have a sense of balance within our lives. Okay. So that's this eclipse. The next eclipse is a solar eclipse, and it is a very big eclipse. And it's big in the fact that it is going to last a lot longer than the one we had in 2016. I think is the last one that we had that went over the US. This, I think, is going to create there's a lot of potential for personal transformation, but there's a lot of opportunity for collective transformation, especially with the United States. The United States has been going through so many transits in the last several years. We had our Pluto return, we have our Chiron returns, we have a Uranus return in a couple of years. It's really a time when we're having to look at our shadow and say, what is going on? Who is in control? Who has power? Who doesn't have power? And how do we find better balance within that? So this solar eclipse goes over kind of like the southeast down to Texas. You can see it very full. It'll last like 4 minutes as opposed to 2 minutes as the last one was in 2016. And the moon is closer, so it'll be darker than it was with the last eclipse. This is a pretty rare occurrence. Now, I will say with eclipses, we are working with shadow. So in a yogic perspective, we don't go outside and stare at the eclipse and dance around and hang out with a bunch of people. As yogis, that's not really our our um, our bottom line. And I had listened to these teachings like years and years ago and was like, oh, that's interesting. And I wonder about that. I wonder if that's actually practical or it's just kind of, uh, what's the word? Superstition, right? And I think there was a lunar eclipse several years ago, and I went outside with some friends, and the next day all of us got COVID, so I no longer go outside when there's eclipses, right? Shadow stuff, I don't want to be involved with that. So what we do when it's a eclipse is we meditate. We go within. We go within. We find a nice place for us to be where we feel safe, where we can take care of ourselves and where we can meditate. It's nice to work with water because again, the shadow's coming up, so we want to clear that. We want to work with fire, we want to work with water, we want to work with elements that transform and transmute because things are starting to come to the surface and we don't want to be afraid of those things, right? We don't want to be afraid of the shadow. That's part of our work in these eclipse seasons is what comes forward. We don't want to fear it. We want to go, oh, that's a part of me. That's something that's been there for a long time. That anger is a very important part of me that I need to experience and I need to be connected to and I need to be in alignment with and I need to understand. So we don't want to be afraid of those shadow parts that come up. But we also maybe don't want to be hanging out with everybody else as their shadow comes up. So you won't find me in Texas staring, with the goggles staring over the thing. I will probably be at home meditating. So that is on April 8th and it's around noon. But it'll start before noon and go afternoon because it is a longer one. Okay. What else do I want to say? In general, what I will say is you're going to feel the energy of the collective get a little more chaotic. In general, things are going to get a little more chaotic. Things happen very quickly during eclipse seasons, which can be a very positive thing and a very negative thing. Just depends how you look at it or depends how you feel about it, right? So things can very quickly transition. There can be an opportunity that was never there before. There can be something that was always there and it dissolves and disappears. So things become a little unstable. And this is already a little bit of an unstable year. It's an 8-year, winds of change. And we have a lot of things transitioning this year. So there's a little bit of less solid ground that we're going to be on in the next few months. What's really important to know is that yes, we're on not as solid ground, but the opportunities are really great, especially when we start to get after eclipse season and we start to move into the end of April. We have a very powerful, probably the most positive aspect of the year, the most positive aspect we've had in a while, actually, is Uranus and Jupiter conjoining in Taurus. And this presents a tremendous amount of opportunity for innovation, for us to do things in a new way. And I think you can kind of feel it on a collective scale. It's like, we have all of this technology. We have all of these things to do things differently. And for some reason, as a human race, we are really stuck in some old patterns that do not serve anybody anymore, where we are fighting, where we are unable to share in the abundance of this beautiful planet. And my hope is that this transit gives us new ways of sharing this planet, of loving this planet, of caring for this planet. and that it can give you a lot of opportunities as well. So know that the more flexible you can stay over the next month or so, the more you're going to be open to those opportunities. If you stay really rigid of this is the way that it is, and I'm not going to let this go, and I don't want to change, I want everything to be like that, the more we can open up to this potential of this change, and you can see what's on the horizon and you can take those opportunities. And we all need those opportunities. So I want all of you to use this time to really be open and stay flexible, stay available for what the cosmos have to share with us, because we can really shift this boat, which is maybe not going in the right direction. We can turn it. And sometimes it's not that you have to turn all the way around. It's literally you just have to turn 2 degrees so you don't hit the iceberg, or 3 degrees so you don't do some damage, right? So keep yourself very open. Don't keep your head down, right? The other thing is we go into victim mode and we go, oh no, the thing that I really wanted to happen didn't happen, or the thing that was always there for me isn't there anymore. And we get really stuck in our grief, and we kind of close down, and then we can't see the opportunity that comes after that. Pretty much any time something is ending, something else is beginning. And know that that is very, very exaggerated this year, I would say, in the astrology. It's very exaggerated. We have this intense eclipse season where we can really clear some old stuff out, some old patterns out, and then we get the opportunity of this Jupiter and Uranus conjunction, which happens on the 21st of April. Okay? Let me see if there's anything else that I want to say. Oh, the only other thing I want to say is basically in the middle of this eclipse season, we also get Mercury going retrograde, and that will, just make things a little more messy, as Mercury retrograde usually does. So, again, you might not get your way. Things might take more time. Be flexible and make more space, I would say, in the next month too. Don't schedule yourself back to back and have everything and be like, oh, everything's going to go really smooth and according to plans. No, Mercury retrograde is not out to kill you or get you. It just means you need to take more time. It's more of a time for us to reflect and a time for us to contemplate than it is for us to forge ahead or push forward, right? And that's hard to say in Aries season because everybody wants to forge forward. They want to start new things. They've got new energy. They feel more vibrancy and they want to push things forward. But know that you need to leave a little bit of extra space for delays. You need to leave a little bit of extra space to say, oh, maybe I need to come at this in a different way. Okay, let's do it. Let's do a practice now. So we're going to start by doing a practice. First, we'll start by tuning in, then we'll do some warm-ups, and then we'll do a practice for creating internal balance. And this Kriya set that we're going to do works very specifically with the glands, which we always want to work with the full moon and the new moon, because there's already naturally a glandular reset that is happening in our system. Every full moon, again, the glands kind of reach this peak. And so we want to use that opportunity to clear the glands, to adjust the glands, and to rebalance the glands specifically is what we're going to do with this set. So let's find a comfortable seat. And hello, everybody who came in while I was talking. Welcome. Welcome, Annette. Welcome, Sarah, Rebecca, Lindsay, Gabby. If you don't have your camera on, you want to turn your camera on, you will not be recorded, but I will be able to see you and I will be able to encourage you and you'll feel a little more in it. All right, so let's bring our palms together, sit up nice and tall. Rub those hands, warm up those hands. Start to close the eyes. And now this is where it becomes really funny because you have your computer in front of you, but you really don't need to look at it very much. Mostly we're going to be looking inward. We're going to be going inward with this practice. So find your hands in prayer pose. Elbows come out to the side, fingers point up towards the ceiling. Feel that thumb gently touching the heart center. Know that whenever we're dealing with polarity, with the sun and the moon, with Libra or Aries, these different polarities we're working with, the place to find center, place to find oneness, to get out of that polarity is here in the heart. And that's where we come back into unity, where polarity joins together and becomes one. So start to drop into your heart center. If you've never tuned in with Kundalini before, we use this mantra Om Namo Guru Dev Namo to tune into the creative flow of life, to tune into the wisdom within us. Literally using these mantras to activate the glands and the mind to have that wisdom. So we'll tune in Om Namo Guru Dev Namo 3 times. Take a deep breath in. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Good. Take a nice deep breath in. Feel the spine grow a little bit taller. Feel the palms press a little bit more. Keep the shoulders relaxed down the back. And take your eye gaze now and lift it up so that you're focusing up at the third eye center. Eyes are closed, but looking up at the third eye. Then through the nose, exhale. We'll do that again. Deep, full breath in. Inhale, strong. Hold the breath. And then focus the eyes up at the third eye center. You can set your intention for your practice there. What is it you want to release? What is it you want to call in? Through the nose, exhale. Good. Inhale again deeply. Big breath in, palms gently pressing, spine tall. Hold the breath, sip a little bit more. And exhale, let those hands come down onto the knees. Good. So if you're sitting on top of something, go ahead and let that go and come sitting flat down. We're gonna hold on to the knees. We're gonna start to circle the torso around. And Marie knows what we're doing. We're doing some Sufi grind, circling around, moving the torso around. And as you're moving, I want you to really feel the pelvis get involved in this movement. So the pelvic bowl is even rolling around as you go in one direction to start. Feel that pelvic bowl moving, and then also feel the side bodies stretching. That space between the bottom ribs and the hips gets a little stretch, helping to stretch those organs of digestion, the spleen, the liver, organs of elimination. Good. Next time you come forward, start to go the other direction. Good. Start to exaggerate these circles a little bit more for the last few. Could do one more circle. Coming to center. Take a nice deep breath in. Feel the spine grow nice and tall. And exhale, let the breath go. Good. Go ahead and extend your right leg out straight. So right leg comes out straight. The bottom of the left foot is going to come onto the thigh of the right leg. With your right hand, you're going to reach forward and grab somewhere on this right leg. So it could be the thigh, could be the calf, could be the toes. The left hand is going to come behind you. And it's going to kind of rest on the back, just about the height of the kidneys. Okay, so right hand's forward, you're going to grab forward, you're going to come forward over that right leg. And then if you know breath of fire, you're going to start breath of fire, pumping the breath in and out through the nose, using the navel to move the breath, holding this stretch on the right side. So if you're new to breath of fire, sometimes it's helpful to stick the tongue out and pant like a dog. Find that rhythm in your navel and then bring it through the nose. So keep that stretch on the right side, the right leg. Start to take your left hand and reach it back behind you. Reach that left arm behind you, and then start to reach it up towards the ceiling. Your body's going to turn a little bit to the left, and you're creating a little bit of an arch, starting to arch that left arm up and over, coming to the right. So left hand starts to come to the right toes, finding a nice big stretch on the side as you continue this breath of fire. Good, 10 more seconds here. Good, big breath in, inhale, reach a little bit more. And then exhale, release, and we're gonna switch sides. Go ahead and extend the left leg. The bottom of the right foot comes onto the thigh of the left leg. Left hand reaches forward and grabs somewhere on that left leg so that you can find a tall spine, but start to come down towards the left leg. Right arm reaches back behind you, or rests on the back behind you to start. Start that breath of fire through the nose. Feeling the stretch on the left side now, getting deep by flexing the left toes in towards the face. The right hand starts to reach back behind you. You start to turn a little bit to the right. Feel that right arm reach behind you, and then start to bring it up towards the ceiling, reaching up and arching over, bringing the right hand towards the left foot. I'm beautiful. I am bliss. I am. Keep feeling those right arms stretch. Feel a little bit deeper into that left leg. Then take a big, deep inhale. And exhale, release. Come into easy pose with the legs crossed. You've got that cushion, you can come sitting back on top of the cushion. Sit up nice and tall. Right hand's gonna reach in front of you. Left elbow's gonna come behind you, and then you're gonna switch. So you're gonna twist side to side. The palms are kind of cupped, and you're letting the hand come forward, and then the elbow come back. Head stays facing forward. Once you find this movement, you can close the eyes And start to breathe deeply. Good. When the right hand comes forward, that's your inhale. When the left hand comes forward, that's your exhale. Try to move with the breath. Right hand forward, inhale. Left hand forward, exhale. Feel this massaging the back of your heart. Feel your shoulder blades really moving with this.
I'm beautiful. I am bliss.
Good. Inhale, bring both the elbows back. Squeeze the elbows back behind you. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale, release, relax the hands down. Good. Sitting up nice and tall. We're going to grab opposite elbows just above the elbows on the arms, the upper arms. Really let this drop the weight of your shoulders down. And then tilt over to the left side. Inhale here. Exhale, tilt over to the right. Inhale left. Exhale right. Arching over to each side. Good. Come to center. Drop the hands down onto the thighs. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, let them drop. Inhale, squeeze them up. Exhale, let them drop. Inhale, squeeze them up. Exhale, let them drop. Good. Hands are relaxed on the thighs. Move those shoulders. Try to keep the chin in and try to keep the heart lifted. Try to not do this. This is the tendency in this. Try to keep that heart lifted and that chin in. All the work is on the inhale. The exhale, you just drop those shoulders down. Drop the tension out of the shoulders. You're exaggerating what you already know how to do, which is tense up your shoulders. And then we're dropping them to get rid of that tension. We're using the weight of those shoulders to release that tension. Keep going. Good. Inhale, squeeze the shoulders up to the ears. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Exhale, let them drop. Got to bring the right ear over to the right shoulder. Start to drop the head back if that feels okay in your neck, and then start to circle over left ear, left shoulder, and start to round to bring the chin forward, and then complete your circle. Take a few more circles in this direction. Next time the head goes over to the right, start going the other direction, bringing the chin forward, then over to the left, circling the other way now. Do one more circle. Bring that head to center. With a deep inhale, feel the spine grow tall. Exhale, release. Alrighty. We're going to move into the Kriya now. This Kriya is called Creating Internal Balance. It was taught June 5th, 1984 originally. We're going to really work with the navel center. The navel center is what gives us courage, gives us self-authority. So today in our practice, it's like we're doing ab work. We're doing a lot of core, a lot of navel work, but we're not actually doing crunches. Okay, we're not doing stretch pose. There's no stretch pose. Woo! But we're still going to activate the navel center. Okay. So the way we start is with the palms facing down. The elbows are by the side, the palms are facing down, and the arms are going to move in unison as they come down. It's like you're bouncing a ball and you're going to move very vigorously, very strong and very vigorously. Very powerful movement with the hands, like you're really slapping down a ball, okay? And the hands move together. Try to coordinate them together. And then as you do this, you're going to see that the breath just starts to find a powerful breath along with this. It's like almost every time the hands come down, there's this powerful exhale. Good. The key to creating internal balance is internal rhythm. The body loves predictability. The glands want to work with a very specific timing. They want to know when you're going to eat. They want you to go to bed at the same time each day. They want you to build a really strong rhythm so that they can work their best. We can do that in micro ways too, and that's what we're doing now, is we're creating this rhythm between the breath and the movement. And we're going to try to stay as steady as we can as we keep going throughout these exercises. Stay steady. You know we're getting somewhere when you start to get antsy or you start to get bored. That means something is shifting. That means we're moving you past your own threshold, expanding the nervous system, strengthening your will. Good, relax the arms. And start to come forward into a crawling position, coming onto your hands and your knees. We're gonna come into cow pose. So hands right underneath your shoulders, and then we're gonna bring the hands right next to each other. So it's a little bit of a modified cow. So hands are right next to each other, arms are straight. You're on your knees. If you can, you can have the sides of the feet touching, but keep your knees wide. So when you look at your knees, you see a number 11 with your thighs. Hands are right underneath your shoulders. And then you're going to bring your forehead down. You're going to bend your elbows and bring your forehead down to the ground and then push yourself back up. You're going to bring the forehead down and then push yourself back up. Okay? A little bit of work here in the arms. Bringing more energy to the brain. Good. Moving fast with powerful breath. Good. When you come up, make sure you're coming into cow. So cow, the head is lifted, the belly is pushing down, and the butt is pushing up. So it's not just coming up to a neutral spine, it's coming up into cow where that head is lifted. Good, really good, really strong. Kundalini is so much more than just a workout. Yeah, we work out, we work the muscles, we get the blood flowing. It's a very specific technique, a very specific set of exercises to affect the glands. Every time I do a workout, I'm like, oh, that was great. But I don't feel that glandular adjustment or change. That's why I love Kundalini. It's that amazing feeling that comes with working with the glands, the guardians of our health. All those chemicals, all those chemistry of the body, bringing it into balance. Literally what helps you grow. Work with it now. Y'all are doing amazing. You're doing better than I did this morning. You're doing great. Keep it up. Keep going. Stay strong for these last 20 seconds. Five, four, three, 2, 1. Go ahead and come up one more time and come sitting back, come sitting in easy pose again. Good. So crossing the legs, finding a tall seat, using whatever you have there to sit on top of, a cushion, pillow. Sit nice and tall here. Feel that heart lifted. We're gonna have the hands in fists. And I really put this plant way too close to me today. Let's get that out of the way. We're gonna bring the arms up to these goalposts. So the elbows are at the same height as the shoulders. We're gonna move, extending the arm both up to a 60-degree angle. So if this was 0 degrees, this was 30 degrees, 60 degrees this way, but also 60 degrees forward. So if this was 0 degrees, this was 30 degrees, we're finding 60 degrees forward as well, okay? So the arms are not only coming up to 60 degrees, but they're coming forward to a 60-degree angle too, okay? We're gonna move quickly here. One arm comes up to 60 degrees and it comes back down. The other arm comes up to 60 degrees and then it comes down. And you move in a way that you start to really shake the body because you're moving so powerfully. It's a powerful movement. And start to be really precise too. Really precise with the movement. Finding that 60-degree angle and then finding the 45-degree bend in the elbows. Good. One arm at a time. Some of you are making it harder than you need to be. It's one arm comes up, and then it comes down. Then the other arm comes up and it comes down. Good, but fast. You got it. I'm gonna get through this eclipse season. Be a little cheerleader for yourself. A little cheerleader for your glands. A little cheerleader for your soul. Last 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and relax those arms down. Relax. Close the eyes. And just notice what this recipe is building within you. What experience is being built in you. Good. The hands are going to come on front on the shoulders. The fingers are in the front. The thumbs are in the back. Okay. The head's not going to move side to side. You're going to try to keep the head in alignment with the upper body. And you're going to arch over to one side, arch over to the other side, similar to what we did before, but now we're going to go fast. Side to side. You're going to keep the head in about the same place. Good, you're doing great. You got 20 more seconds. Keep moving fast.
I am grace of God. I am grace of God. I am grace of God.
Good. Inhale to center. Feel the heart lift. Hold the breath in for a moment. Exhale, let the arms come down. Relax the arms, relax the shoulders. Okay, great. Now we're going to move into this navel work. Okay, so we're really going to pump the belly. The fingers are going to be interlaced, and the hands are going to be about 12 inches in front of your chest. And you're going to kind of have like a circle in front of your body. Your arms are going to make like a circle in front of the chest, but the hands are just about 12 inches from the chest, from in front of the chest. You're going to hold this here. And just close your eyes here to start. And I want you to start to feel into your belly. See if you can feel where your belly button is, and then start to feel below that. Now, as you inhale, hold the breath in, take a big breath in, hold the breath in, and move that belly in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out as many times as you can without letting the breath come in or out. So the breath stays in and you move the belly as many times as possible. When you can't hold the breath anymore, you're going to exhale all the breath out. And then you're going to pump the belly with the breath out a little bit harder, but try to pump the belly with the breath completely out. When you can't hold the breath out anymore, you inhale and you continue the same way. So you inhale, you hold the breath, and you pump that navel in and out, in and out, in and out on the held breath. You exhale, release all the breath, and then pump the belly on the held breath out. Okay? Do your best with this. This is quite a challenge, but it is you get quite a reward from this. Whenever we hold the breath out and pump the navel, we're really activating that Kundalini energy. We're doing a lot of clearing of heaviness, of stuckness around this very powerful center, the navel center. There's a ton of nerves that start and end here at the navel center. And you're activating each one of them. Activating self-confidence, courage, finding that internal balance, anchoring yourself in you. So you don't have to rely on anything outside of you to know yourself, to be able to make a decision. But keep going exactly as you are, inhaling, holding the breath and moving the navel in and out. Exhaling, holding the breath out and moving the navel in and out on the held breath out. Not letting any breath come in or out as you're holding the breath in or holding the breath out, but moving that navel. And with the eyes closed, start to concentrate at the third eye center, the space in between the two eyebrows. Lifting the eye gaze and starting to focus and concentrate at that place. Starting to connect this navel point, these natural impulses, and your intuition at your third eye. Starting to coordinate these two chakras. So keep doing your best, your personal best, holding your breath as long as you can in, holding your breath out as long as you can, really moving that navel. Feel the opportunity of this practice, this alignment with this lunar eclipse, to really clear and release whatever's in the way of you being your most authentic, powerful self.
Go
Good. You are going to keep doing the same exact thing with the breath. You're going to keep your arms as they are, but you're going to start to flex the spine back and forth. You're adding another element to it. You're still holding the breath and pumping the navel, but you're going to start to move the spine forward and back like you're riding a horse, back and forth. It's a little complicated, but you can do it. Find how you start to move that spine as you hold the rest of these elements. It's really one of those sets where you put in this effort and then hours later, you just feel good and you don't know why. All of a sudden, the glands secrete and they give you this gift, this lift, this feeling of joy that comes from the inside out, that doesn't come from anything outside of you. You can do it. You're almost there. Good. Listen carefully. You're going to keep the arms as they are. You're going to keep your spine nice and tall. You're going to stop rocking. You're going to start to chant HUD, flicking the tongue onto the roof of the mouth, really using the navel. So it's HUD, 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 HUD. Keep going, keep going. Chant from your navel. Use your navel and then use your tongue to flick the tongue onto the roof of the mouth to make the sound. Keep the eyes focused up at the third eye center. This is the last part. It's HAR, but it ends up sounding like HUD because you pull your navel in so much and you flick the tongue like a hard R instead of a RA. It's a HUD, HUD. Good. Even faster now for these last 30 seconds. HUD, 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 HUD. Really feel that navel moving. HUD, 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 HUD. Good. Huge breath in. Hold the breath. Hold the breath. Hold the position. Hold the breath. Keep those eyes focused up at the point in between the eyebrows. You worked for this. Hold everything. Five, four, three. Keep the arms up. Exhale. 2 more times like that. Big breath in. Fill up the belly. Fill up the chest. Find your deepest, fullest breath. Hold the breath in. and lock it in place. Hold the position, hold the breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, exhale. Get all of the breath out, really squeeze that belly in to get all the breath out, and then inhale. Biggest, fullest, deepest breath. Last part. Final hold. Hold the breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Exhale. Go ahead and let those hands come down. Relax the shoulders, relax your eyes. And then make your way onto your back for the relaxation. If you think you're gonna get cold, cover yourself up. Let yourself totally relax here on the back. Just as important as any other part, this relaxation, to really integrate the work that we've done so far. Reconnecting with your breath. Starting to deepen the inhales and the exhales. And then start to move the fingers and move the toes. And circle the hands on the wrists. Circle the feet on the ankles. And then find a nice big full body stretch. Reach those arms up along the floor. Extend through your heels. Big full body stretch. Reach, 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 reach. Good. Bend one knee, bend the other knee, bring both knees into the chest, give them a squeeze. Do a little rock side to side. And then start to rock up and down the spine. I'm going to make our way up into a seat for our meditation. We're going to work with a mantra, a mental reciting of a mantra. So you won't chant it out loud, just in your mind. The mantra is Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Sa is infinity, Ta is life, Na is death, and Ma is rebirth. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. We're going to chant that mentally as we hold the breath in. So we're going to go through a cycle of breath. And when we inhale and hold the breath in, you're going to think Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Okay? The mudra is the fingers come together, fingertips come together. The hands come in front of the solar plexus. So your fingers are pointing away from you. The thumbs are kind of pointing in towards the body, and you've got this um, tent kind of in front of the belly. The eye gaze is looking down the sides of the nose at the tip of the nose. Okay, so we're going to inhale through the nose, hold the breath in, mentally think sa, ta, na, ma, and then you're going to breathe through an O-shaped mouth out 8 times. Okay, so it's 8 breaths out through the O-shaped mouth. Again, really using the belly. Then you inhale deeply through the nose. You mentally think sa, ta, na, ma, and then 8 strokes out through the O-shaped mouth. By the time you get to that 8th stroke, you should be totally empty, and then you inhale through the nose. And you just continue that pattern. So fingers together, eyes looking down the sides of the nose at the tip of the nose, and continue that pattern. Inhaling through the nose, mentally thinking sa, ta, na, ma as the breath is held in, and then 8 powerful strokes out through the O-shaped mouth. When you breathe out, really use the navel to push the breath out. It's not puffing the cheeks. It's not using the mouth. It's really coming from the belly, from that diaphragm, the navel coming in and pushing the diaphragm up. That's where you want to project the breath out from. That's how we're really going to learn to serve our soul and to share our soul with the world. Not get trapped in these old patterns. This practice forces you to stay present. It's very easy to lose that sata nama on the held breath in if your mind gets distracted. So do your best to stay as present with every part, feeling the breath as it comes in, holding the breath and hearing the mantra in your mind, feeling the navel to push the breath over the tongue, out the mouth, the O-shaped mouth. continue and complete the round of breath that you're on. Once you finish this round by exhaling 8 times through the O-shaped mouth, you can relax the eyes, you can relax the hands, you can let the breath come in and out through the nose. And immediately become aware of how you feel. What are you noticing? How are you feeling after the practice? What are the qualities of your thoughts and sensations? Bring the hands together again, rub the palms. And close our practice with 3 long satnams, sending our voices out, opening our hearts and sharing our practice with the world by being a little bit more authentically ourselves. So instead of being falsely nice, we can actually be kind to each other. We can be real with each other. Let's take a deep breath in. Sa Nam Sa Nam Sa Nam. And bringing the thumbs up to the third eye center. May peace reign on earth. May all beings experience deep peace. Amen. Okay, y'all. Thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed your practice. This will be up on YouTube. This is not a very specific practice for the full moon or the lunar eclipse. You could do it every day if you wanted. Maybe you'll do it every day of the eclipse season. Thanks for your donations. Thanks for showing up. If you have any questions, I'll stick around.